Hey friends, welcome back to Homestead on a Prayer. As you can see, I have my Azure haul here for the month of November. So this is, pretty standard size Azure haul for me. Not really huge, but I definitely did get some products that I'm really excited about. As is the case most months, I have a mix of, most of these actually are products that I've purchased before, but I do have a few new ones that I'm excited to try and to share with you too. So first of all, I am stocking up a little bit on cheddar cheese. So I got 2 of these blocks of cheddar cheese. These are usually just over 5 pounds. So let's say it's about 5.25 pounds. And this one here, oh, this one's actually just under 5 pounds, about 4.5 pounds. So we've got together a little bit less than 10 pounds of sharp cheddar cheese. I buy Rumiano's organic cheese really regularly. I get the cheddar. I really like their Monterey Jack and mozzarella. Actually, last month, or maybe it was 2 months ago, I actually can't remember. Sometime recently, anyway, I tried their aged Parmesan for the first time, and I really liked that too. But the sharp cheddar is a favorite, and I did want to restock that. So 10 pounds, that is going to take us a little bit of time to go through. So what I'll do is the majority of this, I'll shred it up in my food processor, package it into individual freezer bags, and freeze it. I will probably leave a little bit of it just in solid blocks so that we can shred so that we can slice when we would prefer sliced cheese. Next, I got these organic white chocolate chips. This is actually the first time that I am purchasing this product, and I have some really exciting plans for these. So I'm actually not a huge white chocolate fan. I definitely prefer dark chocolate in most situations. But I do have a couple recipes that I really like to make around Christmas time that call for white chocolate. So we are going to be making some peppermint bark, and you need white chocolate with that. So I'm getting I got these white chocolate chips. Also for Christmas, I like to make white chocolate peppermint cookies, and obviously we need white chocolate for that too. So those are some plans that I have for these. And then the extra we'll just use in our regular baking, as the season goes on. I am also restocking some honey. I think this is actually the first time I've gotten the orange blossom honey from Azure. I have gotten the berry wildflower honey before in the same size jar. This is a 3-pound jar. I think that's probably about a quart or so. And I've been really happy with that. I just wanted to try a different kind this month just to see how we like it, to see how they compare. So I'm really excited about that. Next, I also am restocking my frozen cranberries. I got a 5-pound box of frozen cranberries. I did use up the cranberries that I had in my freezer to make cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving. Probably about a month or so ago, my daughter and I made up a recipe of jellied cranberry sauce. We canned that so that we have one Thanksgiving recipe completely ready. And we actually made a double batch of that because we're going to be using that for Christmas as well. But that did use up the last of the frozen cranberries that I had, so I wanted to restock those. We like to use those. Cranberries I mostly use in baking or cranberry sauce, but I like to have them in the fridge or in the freezer because you never know when you're going to need them. Next, I am also restocking my onions. I got this 10-pound bag of onions, and I buy that pretty regularly from Azure. I've always been consistently happy with those onions. I was just about out of onions, so it was time to restock those. Next, pomegranates are in season, so I wanted to take advantage and grab some pomegranates. You can see I just got a package of 4 here because we won't use a real lot of them. But this is one of my daughter's favorite fruits, so I really like to get pomegranates when they're in season and fresh. Next, I am restocking kombucha. You'll see I just got 1 6-pack of kombucha this month. This month I got the wild blueberry. I do have a little bit of kombucha left in the fridge from previous purchases. I am also planning within the next couple weeks to purchase some water kefir grains again. That is something that I like to make, but occasionally I'll get distracted, forget to feed them, and the grains will not make it. So that was something that happened several months ago, and I've just been supplementing our diet with kombucha so that we get probiotics that way. But it is time now, especially as we are starting to settle into winter, it's time now to start making water kefir again. So probably within the next couple weeks, I'll be ordering that. Next, I got these coconut chews. These are dark chocolate. coated coconut chews. I have bought those before and we did really like them, so I thought that it would just be a fun little snack to get again. I am also restocking my Italian seasoning mix. Now, I got this a couple months ago. I can't remember exactly when I got it. I just got a little package of this the first time because I wanted to try it and see how I liked it. I mean, it's Italian seasoning blend, so it's probably pretty hard to go wrong with that. But we did enjoy it, and I am starting to run low on that. So this time, you'll see I got a much larger package. This is a pound, so this should last us quite a while. Next, I got 3 different types of mason jar lids. In my last Azure order, I did get some lids, and I was happy with them, so I'm going to be getting more. These silicone lids you can use to make your mason jars leak-proof. So if you're using the lids that come with the jars for canning, those should be leak-proof. But sometimes some of the plastic lids that you can get for storage are not always leak-proof. And additionally, sometimes I like to, if I'm making fire cider or something like that that's really acidic and something that I want to shake regularly, I don't necessarily want that to come into contact with the regular jar lid. So something like this as a liner works really well. I've been happy with the ones that I got, I think it was last month, maybe the month before. Those were regular mouth size, so I'm getting the wide mouth size. And similarly, I have these plastic lids. These actually are leak proof because they actually come with the silicone liners included. I think I may have purchased just the liners by mistake, because when I got these last time, I realized that, so I bought these last time in regular mouth, and these are wide mouth, and I realized upon purchasing them that they actually included the silicone liner along with a plastic lid. So I think, as I said, I think I may have purchased just the liners by mistake this time, meaning to get only these. But either way, I will make use of them. So now I have the wide mouth version of these that I had purchased in regular mouth before. Now this is regular mouth. These are little adjustable spice lids. I like to buy my spices in bulk. So I store them in my spice cabinet in mason jars. I don't store them in the little tiny 1 or 2 ounce containers that spices usually come in because I buy in bulk. But that means that I don't get the little spice shakers. And honestly, for me, I don't really like the little spice shakers anyway, because I like to be able to just dip a measuring spoon into the spice jar and measure, or just to be able to grab whatever I want out of there. So these are nice because they come off just like a lid, but you can also partially open these and use them as shakers. So I say the idea of them is nice. I haven't actually tried them yet. I'm assuming I probably will like these because I've liked these other products by the same company, but I'll keep you updated on how I like these once I actually use them. Next, I am trying this for the first time, Portland Worcestershire sauce. So I have purchased the organic ketchup from this company several times. We've been really happy with it. It has a really nice, rich, complex flavor that we really enjoy. And I wanted to switch to an organic Worcestershire sauce as well. So I purchased this to give it a try. So I'll let you know how I like that. Next, I am restocking my all-purpose flour. I really love this flour. This is a Central Milling Company. This is organic white flour. So this is labeled as all-purpose flour, and I think it is all-purpose, at least in my experience. But you know, I use this for all my bread baking too, and I think it works really well. You know, I use bread flour sometimes, but for the most part, I use this all-purpose flour, and I've been completely happy with it. So I would say this is my favorite flour that I use. By buying it in the 50-pound bag like this, I get a really affordable deal. And I like to store this in 5-gallon buckets. So what I do is I get the gamma lids, because that allows the buckets to be airtight when they're not open, and that also allows me to easily be able to access the contents of the bucket. So this bag here will fill about 2 5-gallon buckets, and what I do is I go through a lot of flour in my house because we bake bread from scratch. I do pretty much all of our baking from scratch, so we use a lot of flour. So this will actually probably last me, honestly, I haven't even kept track of how long it will last me, maybe 2 months or so, and then I will have to restock this again. But what I do, I don't plan this for long-term storage. I just, every couple months, will buy a new bag of flour. I always make sure that I have a few 5-gallon buckets of flour at a time, but I always use the oldest first and rotate through so that I don't have to worry about any of the flour getting old. Got 50 pounds of yellow organic potatoes. I figured that the timing was good to stock up on potatoes. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas both coming up really soon. Plus, this time of year when it's kind of cold out, we eat a lot of soups and a lot of more hearty kind of warming dishes. And we use a lot of potatoes with all of that. So 50 pounds of potatoes is something that we will go through. Additionally, this time of year, it's pretty cold in my garage, so I can store these potatoes in my garage and they will have a really long shelf life. So you can see I got this big box here. I'm gonna cut open the tape and we're gonna take a look at what these potatoes look like inside. So these potatoes look good. Looks like we've got a little bit of a mix of sizes, but overall, I'd say these are fairly good sized potatoes, and I don't see any issues that I can see. So I will keep an eye on these, make sure I go through them regularly. So as I said, we'll use quite a few potatoes for Thanksgiving and quite a few for Christmas, plus all kinds of just regular cooking in between. So I don't anticipate having to deal with many potatoes rotting. But when you're storing a lot of potatoes like this, you do want to go through them regularly and make sure that you pull out any that are getting soft and use them right away so that you don't have to worry about a large batch of potatoes, softening and going bad. Also in the past, I have purchased bulk potatoes from Azure, and if I still have some left in the spring that are not really in usable condition as far as cooking, they will still make great seed potatoes. So last spring, I ended up with some potatoes that were really soft and wrinkly and sprouting eyes towards, probably in April. I ended up planting them and they did completely fine. So if we have any left at that point, I may plant some of them as well. So thank you so much for hanging out with me and seeing my November Azure haul. If you have any products that you really love from Azure that you want to recommend, go ahead and leave those in the comments because I would love to hear your recommendations, and I'm sure other viewers would like to hear your recommendations too. If you are new to Azure, it's basically a bulk buying company. You can get great discounts on healthy or organic products by buying in bulk. If you are new to Azure, I'm going to go ahead and leave my referral link in the video description. If you want to sign up through my referral link, that does give my little channel a small referral thank you bonus at no additional cost to you. So if you do choose to do that, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot. So I hope you're having a great day, and I can't wait to see you soon. I'll see you next time.